And then the big one. We want to build prisons. There's this one, this man. He was just trying to make fun of us. And then he says that it is only in Ghana that churches build prisons and government build cathedrals. But you see, he doesn't know what we know. Don't mind him. For us, sinners are our clients. They buy our products. We are building a place for them to be housed, and we'll go there. Don't mind him. Don't let him confuse us. Sinners are our clients. So we have decided to build prisons. But I want you to take a look. This is a central prison in Kumasi, the heart of the city. Edum. Sit back and then watch this one. I'll come back.
According to the United Nations standard minimum rules for the treatment of prisoners, all countries have an obligation to observe certain basic human rights standards in their prisons. Standards regarding the conditions of detention must be observed regardless of a state party's level of development. The UN demands a minimum floor space and cubic content of air for each prisoner, adequate sanitary facilities, clothing which shall by in no manner degrading or humiliating, provision of a separate bed, and provision of food of nutritional value adequate for health and strength.
So these are the prisoners in Kumasi.
I decide to go around and check how far these standards are being met in this prison. The prison administration is supposed to provide inmates with food of wholesome quality. More than 1 cedi 80 pesos is needed to provide this kind of meal for inmates. For years, prisoners have been fed on 1 cedi 80 pesos daily. Director General of the Ghana Prison Service, Emmanuel Ajato, says this amount is woefully inadequate. Until all these things are done, inmates will continue drinking watery porridge without sugar and either eat their famous gari, which goes with a kind of colored water mixed with palm oil, supposed to be palm nut soup, or banku, which goes with what I would describe as improvised groundnut soup. For first-hand information, the inmates, together with their officers, agreed to lead me to their places of convenience. The stench is extremely unbearable.
Okay, so I have been here for just a few hours. The congestion is just too much. And because as you can hear the background, they are not very holy. So anytime they see people like us around, they will go to tell their stories.
I am struggling to breathe as a result of the stench and heat here, all because I am a first-time visitor. I wonder what asthma patients here go through. The remand population as of today is 625, and there are only 4 toilets here. Unfortunately, 2 of them are out of use now. This means the 625 inmates here share only 2 toilets. They form long queues in the morning to wait for their turn. At times, they do it on themselves. And just a few steps away from the almost half-full water closet are scores of inmates preparing different kind of food from their make-believe palm nut soup. Before they can eat the gari provided them, they have to sieve and do away with some large particles in the gari. Remember, all these things are taking place not far from their toilet. I wonder what will happen when there is outbreak of cholera.
As you can see, this gentleman is fortunate to have received food from home. So family members were here to visit him, and they brought him food. So he's sharing with his friends here. So it tells the difference between the food they eat here and the one we eat outside.
This food is from home. Now I want you to pay attention to this part where
I am prison.
They are
Just a few minutes past 4 p.m. and it is time for the inmates to be locked up. So officers are conducting their last roll call. inside the cells. The picture looks horrifying.
Now,
human beings packed up in a room with not even an inch space between them.
He went very late when they were asleep. He wanted to get the right picture. And now he cannot even walk amongst them. They have to, and they were fast asleep.
They have been carefully arranged according to the years they have spent in the prison. The leader of this cell, Isifu Musa, says there are names for each sleeping position.
Those in the middle are referred to as sardines because we have arranged them like the way sardines are arranged in a tin. There's no space between them.
And I have for so. For now,
on my extreme right are the elderly and those who are not well. We call them tabo. The aged sleep there.
And I will move a pick up.
Those on my left, very close to the door. We call them pickups. They spark throughout.
Now you see, these people, you say, who are these? He said they are pickups. Then he's asking, what is the meaning of pickup? Then he said that they will squat throughout the night. So they will do this the whole night because there's nowhere to sleep. There's no space. So these are strong guys. So they join the pickups. They have just been brought to the prison fresh. And so they join the pickups. Now let me ask this question. If we're able to build a structure as big as this, are we justified as a people of Christ to let these young men? You see, what have they done? Some of the things that some of us might have done, if the law caught us, it would have been there. It's just for the sake of Christ. So that is why we are building on where the Professor Pokungina and the rest have left. That, okay, now God has graced us. When you come to PCC, you will know that God is with us. You will know. I mean, nothing should tell you that God is not with us. Just when you step here, you know that God is with this church. If we have been able to do this, can't we do just a portion like that for these people? Jesus would have said, when I was in prison, you didn't come. I want to thank Apostle Kodia, who encouraged me in this direction to the prison, and the Executive Council for also buying into this one. This is what we want to do. We want to have, this is what we want to build. There's going to be a holding place where they will sleep. That is the main agenda, to decongest the prisons. And then we will have a chapel. And then we will have a workshop where we'll give them some skills so that when they come out, we'll work on their spirit and we'll have work on their hands as well, so that they will not be a burden on the society. They can come out and then have something to do. Then they have the administration and then their dining place and all that. So this is what, but in the middle you see a football field. Yes. This one is not for 22 players. It is for 14 players. Because we need to, we have fenced it, and we have fenced the whole prison yard too. And so this is what we are building. I want you to see where we are now. Where we are now. This is one of the days when I went to visit the place with the leadership in the Ashanti region. Let's move on quickly. And then these inmates were brought from somewhere to come and help us with the construction. And when I preached that day, 9 of them gave their life to Jesus. Yeah. And this is the 9 who gave their life to Jesus. And their leader, he asked him what brought him there. He said that somebody stole something, and then he brought it to him. He also didn't know. He was selling a computer, and then he was apprehended. So that is this guy. And he also gave his life to Jesus. And so this is the fence on the football, around the football field. And I'm sure this one, we need to bring the Abedipeles and the rest to come and see. So we are growing the grass. This is the inside, we are growing the grass. And these are the structures around it. and see. Yeah, so this is where we are. And we want to thank the church in the United States. So far, we have not used any money from our coffers here in Ghana. I was just talking to them about this, and the church decided that they will build the prison at Ejura, and they have been bringing the money. We have not spent a peso from our coffers. So God bless you. Anytime that they have to mobilize themselves, we'll put money in, and then when they bring it, we'll take it out. But the wonderful thing is this. One morning, one man came to me who is not a member of the Church of Pentecost. When he came, he dared me. And in fact, he was so excited that also, I've heard that you people want to build prisons. I'm so much interested. And then he was challenging me that we should try and fill every region with a fresh prison. I said, oh, Papa, your own toys out. Yeah, we have a whole lot of challenges. Then he said that if we build one, you also build one. Look at that. So we needed to go to him and then give him the estimate. We started this one at Ejura, and he brought us money to start the Insawamu one. Just before we came here, I heard that he wants us to go and start another one. You see how God works. You just step into the water, he knows how to part it. Yeah. So eventually we are not even suffering from the coffers. This is somebody who is not a member of our church. Because I decided not to go to those people we know and just telling them, help us with the prison agenda. Let's believe in God. Let's trust him. And he's bringing, Bible says, foreigners will rebuild your walls. This man is doing all this. The last intervention.